Hi, good day, everyone. I welcome each and everyone to this live section. And very quickly, we'll be diving into the charts and everything together. And basically, just like the name inscribes, just like the name inscribe, live pre-market forex analysis, right? Live pre-market forex analysis, and that is simply what we'll be doing. That's simply what we'll be doing, guys. So I hope you stick around. If you are joining, endeavor to like, subscribe, and I hope you gain enough value because I'm definitely going to be pushing out my top view for gold this week and other currency pair that you might like me to trade as well. So I'll be trading everything live and I'll be projecting and bringing out the signal for the week right from this live analysis. And I promise you that this live analysis is going to be worth your time. Thank you once again, and let's get straight to business. So for gold, what's our projection for gold this week? What are we looking at for gold this week? What is gold doing currently? What is gold doing currently? That should be the first question in your mind. That should be the first question that you have to be able to solve as a trader. That should be the very, very first question you should be able to solve as a trader, as a price action trader. Yes, I use pure price action to trade and I follow pure market structure, right? Now, what are we basically seeing on gold? We have this strong bullish run that's been going massively on gold, right? We have this strong bullish run that's been going massively on gold, and gold is not showing any sign of weakness currently. Gold is not showing, gold is showing no sign of weakness, no sign of weakness currently. So, what are we looking at on gold? On the daily time frame, we can see how bullish gold has been, right? We can see how bullish gold has been and it has been breaking strong structures, right? Gold has been breaking strong structures. And basically for gold, what are we looking at on gold? Now, this is the 4 hours time frame. And what message is the 4 hours time frame also passing to us? The 4 hours the 4 hours time frame is also giving us bullish templates, right? The 4 hours time frame has also given us bullish templates. It's also showing us that what is happening. The market is still strongly bullish. If you can see this bull run, right? We had a low, we had high, we had a lower low, we had high, we had a lower high, right? We had an higher high, we had a lower high. And what's happening? What are we expecting gold to continue doing now? To give us new highs now, right? We had some of this. If you check on the 1 hour time frame, there were some instances of gold breaking some structures right here, but it continued and it's later changed its structure back to being bullish, right? It has changed its structure back to being bullish. And what are we basically looking forward to doing on gold? When you've been able to identify the structure and who is currently in control, and that should be the first debate you should solve as a trader. That should be the first debate you have to solve as a trader. The debate of who is currently in control of the market, who is currently in control, who is in control, who has more power in the market currently, who is in control of the market currently. That should be the first question we have to solve as traders. And we've been able to understand from the minute time frame that we've exchanged between, which is daily time frame and the 4 hours time frame, that the buyers are they are still strongly in the market. The buyers are still taking over in the market. We had some instances last week where the sellers came into the market and they tried to push price down, right? And last week was NFP as well, even though the news was tentative and it wasn't released. So what were we able to discover last week? Price tried changing the structure back to be bearish, but at the end of the day, what happened? The buyers came into the market again and they kept what? They kept pushing price higher. They kept pushing price higher. Now we'll go down to the 1 hour time frame, but before going down to the 1 hour time frame, let's mark out this significant strong level that we have on the 4 hours time frame. Let's mark it out. We have this significant level on the 4 hours time frame. That anytime price comes to this level, we should be expecting to see some reactions, right? We should be expecting to see some reactions anytime price comes to this level. Are you following? You should be expecting to see some reactions. Now let's go down to the 1 hour time frame and we'll be able to see more clear structures within this zone. we'll be able to see more clear structures within this zone. We'll be able to see more clear structures within this zone on the 1 hour time frame. Let's go down to the 1 hour time frame and see what's going on currently on the 1 hour time frame. What is going on? What is happening currently on the 1 hour time frame? Another approach to trading market structure, another approach to trading market structure, to trading market structure, right? It's still the same thing as market structure. But another approach that might seem very much easier for you to do is doing what? Identifying your highs and your lows. When you're able to identify your highs and your lows, it gives you what basic idea? It gives you the idea of easily identifying who is in control of the market currently. It gives you the idea of identifying who is in power, who is in control of the market currently. And that's exactly what we're going to be doing. And for the sake of the beginners that are watching this video, that's why I'm going to try as much as possible to mark out our recent highs and lows, our higher highs and higher lows, where the market changed structure to be bearish, our lower highs, lower lows, all of that. So we're going to be marking everything out one by one in order to give you more understanding of what market structure, in order for you to be able to understand clearly that what the pattern and market is actually changing what its blueprint, right? Market is actually changing its blueprint. So I'm going to be breaking that down. I'm going to try as much into explaining the relationship between the buyers and the sellers. First, the basic understanding of who is in control presently, who is in control, who has more power presently, who is directing the market presently, where is the market shifting to presently, right? Where's the market shifting to presently? Now we have this strong run happening all over this area. We have this strong higher high form, right? We have this higher low form. We have this new higher high form. We have this new higher low form, right? Market was unable to give us a new higher high, right? Sellers try to come into the market. That doesn't mean the sellers have taken over the market yet, right? Why? Because it was unable to break this level. But before we can be able to fully ascertain that the sellers have gotten into the market, we need to see at least two lower highs and two lower lows. Do you understand that concept now? We need to see at least two lower highs and two lower lows, right? We need to see at least that. When we see that, it will give us the basic idea of what is actually happening currently. And we'll be able to understand that better that, yeah, this is happening, this is happening, this is happening, right? Do you understand our concepts now? Now we have this market gave us this equal high at this level. At the point where market gave us this equal high, sellers pushed the market lower than the previous low that we had. And what happened? The sellers came into the market for a very short period of time. Yeah, they retested this level, but the sellers failed to give us what? A new lower low. That is where the buyers got back into the market. The buyers got back into the market from here, right? And what happened? They kept pushing price higher. Price gave us a mini high, right? Gave us a mini reversal. And what's happening? Market is spiking to the top side. Market is spiking to the top side. Now, how do we make the most of this opportunity? And how are we able to understand what is actually happening right here? What I've basically just done with this mini drawing on the screen is what? Explaining the relationship between the buyers and the seller. Explaining the relationship between the buyers and the seller, helping you digest and understand who is currently in control. And I feel that's actually the best way to trade. That is the best way to trade. Every day when you wake up, you open your chart after checking out whichever news is coming up for the day. What do? Try to understand the market first. Try to understand who is in control of the market presently. Who is currently in control? Who is currently in control of the market? Where is the momentum heading to? Where is the momentum heading to? When we have the understanding of where the momentum is heading to, and just like I will always say, even if you are trading with $1 million, even if you are trading with $1 million, you don't have the power to push the market in a particular direction. You don't have the power to push the market in just a particular direction, because there are people, there are banks, there are financial institutions that are actually trading with billions of dollars, right? And those are the real big boys in the market. So that you're trading with a $1 million account doesn't mean you have the power to move the market. And that's why, even as a $1 million trader, as a $20 trader, $100, $500 trader, $1,000 trader, retail traders that we are, we need to do what? We need to be able to understand the relationship between the buyers and the seller and be able to get in where the positions of the big boys in the buyer in the market are at the moment. And who are those big boys? Those are the financial institutions, the people that have enough capital, the people that are really, really moving the market, the people that are pushing the market, that are really, really moving the market with big price, with big with big positions. Now I'm not talking of just 100 lot size or whatever. These are people that really that their positions are really moving the market. So that you see somebody have $5 million account and you still see them losing trade. Of course, they will lose trade. Why? Because they are not they are not capable enough to move the market. Millions of people are actually moving this market, right? So we as retail traders, whether you're a $1 million trader, $500 trader, $1,000 trader, $20 trader, $50 trader, $100 trader, we need to be able to do what? Understand which zone should we be expecting to take our positions from. And when we understand which particular zone we should be taking our positions from, it puts us on the safer side. We are able to act properly, proactively, instead of reacting to little moves in the market. Right? We are being proactive instead of being reactive. Do you understand? And that's actually one thing we need to actually have at the back of our mind this week as we trade. And by God's grace, this week we will be making good opportunity, we'll be securing good opportunity in the market by God's grace. So we're actually monitoring and doing what? Monitoring and watching out for these potential zones, these potential levels in the market to trade from. Now I've been able to explain what the how the shift that happened between this area right here, how the mini shift between this area right here, how the buyers go back into the market and now they are pushing price higher. The buyers go back into the market on top. The sellers go back into the market on Thursday, giving us this equal high here, and we got some very serious spike to the downside. Very serious spike to the downside. And what happened? The buyers go back. The sellers came back into this level right here. The sellers came back into this level right here. They were supposed to give us another new lower low. Giving us a new lower low is basically shifting our mindset that what the sellers are strongly in the market. But what happened? The sellers failed to do what? To give us a new lower low. They failed to give us a new lower low. And what happened? The buyers got into the market and they continue pushing price higher. The buyers continue pushing price higher. Now that we understand that the buyers are strongly back into the market, what do we do? What is expected of us to do? What is expected of us to do? What is expected of us to do? Do you have any idea what we are expected to do? If you have any idea what we're expected to do, let me see that in the comment section. If you have any idea what we are expected to do, let me see that in the comment section. Let me just hear your opinion as we share ideas together. I will continue explaining this chart. If you have any idea what we are expected to do from there, let me just see your opinion in the comment section, and let's exchange idea as I actually continue. Right. So what is expected of us to do? What's expected of us to do? Can I hear your opinion first before continuing? What's expected of us to do? What are we expected to do now? Now that we've been able to understand that what the buyers are now back into the market and they are strongly in the market. They are strongly back into the market. What are we expected to do now? Now that we have the basic understanding that the buyers are strongly in the market and they've been able to overshadow the sellers that tried to get into the market for a very short period of time, and the buyers are now actively in the market. The buyers are now actively in the market. Now that we understand that the buyers are actively in the market, what are we expected to do? What are we expected to do? Now we are expected to do what? Mark out our zones. What are the significant zones that we have closest to us right now? What are the zones that we have closest to us right now that we're expected to make decisions off of? I don't want to make this chart too wide, so I want to make everything very simple, right? I want us to see the overview. Now we're expected to mark out the zone. We've been able to mark out this strong zone that we had on the 4 hours time frame, right? We're just gonna keep that by the side. We're just gonna keep that by the side, reducing the opacity, right? Reducing that opacity so we don't get overshadowed by just that move, right? And now we're dealing with here. Now let's try to mark out our zone. What significant zone do we have right here? Now, previously in the past, we had this strong resistance level. We had this strong resistance level before in the past. It became a support, it became new resistance, and this level is still look very significant. Still looks very what? Significant for market to come back into. It still looks very significant for market to come back into. Now let's mark it out using zone. Let's mark it out with let's mark it out in form of a zone. Marking this out in form of a zone, we have this structure right here. This is exactly what we are dealing with now. This is the zone that we have concern with, that we are concerned about. This is the current zone that we are concerned about. This is our recent zone, right? This is our recent zone. This is our recent zone. And which other way can we draw up our support and resistance level? Which other way can we draw up our support and resistance level aside using just zones, aside using just these normal zones that we have? We can also use trend line as support and resistance levels, right? We can also use trend line as support and resistance level. Looking at a significant support level, to draw up our trend line, we need at least two recent lows, right? Two recent lows or two recent highs. And we have this low, we have this first one, we have the second one right here, right? So we've been able to get two good lows, two good recent lows, right? So we can draw up a perfect trend line from here. And drawing up a perfect trend line from here, we have this setup. We have this setup right here. We have this setup cooked up right here. We have this setup cooked right here. We have this perfect setup right here. We have this perfect setup right here. Now, having this setup drawn up like this, what are we waiting for? We are basically waiting for a proper correction. We're actually expecting some corrections to happen right now. Basically, for tomorrow, we'll be expecting to see some mini corrections tapping into this zone, giving us a perfect touch of this trend line. And what are we going to do? We're going to be expecting to buy. We are going to be buying from here. We're going to be looking at buys. We're going to be looking at buys from this level. We're going to be looking at buys from this level. We'll be looking at buys from this level. We'll be looking at buys from this level. This is my basic projection for gold tomorrow. This is my basic projection for gold. I'm basically expecting some rejections to happen. Now, what happens if market doesn't correct back into this third touch of the trend line? Another that's another very, very good question. What happens if market doesn't correct back into this zone right here and market just keeps spiking to the top side? What are we going to do? We have this significant resistance level right here, right? We have this significant resistance level right here. Anything that makes us get a break, if market fails to give us correction, if market fails to correct, now listen, if market fails to correct back into this zone right here for an entry, if market fails to correct back into this zone, giving us an entry, if market fails to correct back into this zone for us to get an entry, what do? It means market is going to break above this level. Now, when market breaks above this level, what are we basically looking for? Buy continuations, right? Buy continuations. Anything that makes market break above this level, we'll just be waiting for what? Break and retest to happen. When anything that makes market break above this level, we'll be expecting a retest. Any retest that come at this level, as long as it give us some rejections, as long as we're able to get rejections of that level, as long as we get rejections of that level, what do? We continue buying massively to the top side, and we'll target another psychological level to take our profit. And we'll target another psychological level to take our profit. Do you understand these concepts now? Do you understand what I've been saying so far? If you understand what I've been saying so far, let me see your comment. If you have any question, let me also see your comment. If you understand what I've been saying so far. So basically for gold tomorrow, like I said, we've been able to identify that the market is strongly bullish. We've been able to mark out a significant recent zone, right? We've been able to mark out a significant recent zone. And for me personally, I'm expecting anything that makes us get a good buy from here. I'll be holding for long. We'll be expecting some very, very good, massive movement. Some very, very good, massive movement. Anything that makes us get a good, proper buy from this level. And the stop loss can be this 84 pips, right? We'll target this level first. Once market gets to this level, giving us about 280 pips profit, then we can target above, way above. And we'll target another significant psychological level to take our profit, right? What the hell is this? Okay, significant psychological level to take our profit, right? We'll target another significant level to take our profit. So this is my basic projection for gold tomorrow. Hopefully we get this move. Hopefully we get this move. And note, markets not just come down up to this level. It might just tap into this zone. It might just tap into this zone or tap into this trend line, giving us a third touch of the trend line and do what? And buy massively and start buying. and start buying massively. And start buying massively. So this is my basic expectation for gold tomorrow. I just came here to just share my idea and what my outlook is. And what my outlook is, right? And what my outlook basically is. And I hope I've been able to instill a bit of my knowledge into you, and I hope you gain something meaningful from this live section. If you have any question, let me see your comments. Let me see your comments. After this gold, I'll also be analyzing Nasdaq. So for gold, like I said, this is my first entry point. This is my first point of interest. But if this doesn't happen and we're able to get a break above this double resistance level that we have right here, I'll just be waiting for what? A retest. I'll basically just be waiting for a retest to happen at this level. Any retest that I'm able to get at this level, what do? I continue buying. As long as I get my confirmation, we do what? We just continue buying off. We just continue buying from there. We just continue buying from there. And if you are not on my Telegram channel and you want to join using the link in the description, let me type that out in the comment section right here. T.me slash non-star Forex. This is the Telegram channel link. You can easily type this out or join via the description. The link is in the description. You can easily join from there. Uh, I'll be analyzing Nasdaq that I want to focus attention on this week. I'll also be analyzing Nasdaq and my basic projection for Nasdaq this week. I'm just here to share my idea, my basic projection for Nasdaq this week, right? On So let me share my Nasdaq chart. Like I said, if you have any question, any opinion, any idea, drop it in the comment section. Let's share our idea together. Or you have any question, why is this like this? Why do you draw this here? Why is this, whatever? And if you're on this call and you want to like this video, so YouTube recommend it to more people and we're able to pass the message to much more people. Thank you. Let me share my Nasdaq screen very quickly. Can you see my Nasdaq chart? Can you see my Nasdaq chart, please? Let me know if you can see my Nasdaq chart. Let me know if you can see my Nasdaq chart. I want to be sure. Can you see my Nasdaq chart? Guys, please, can you see my Nasdaq chart? Let me see your comment. Can you see my Nasdaq chart? Let me know if you can see my Nasdaq chart before I proceed. Okay, I think my Nasdaq chart is active actually. This is my basic projection for Nasdaq. This has been my expectation for Nasdaq since last week. But let me clear this off and let's do the analysis live together. Let's do the analysis live together from the beginning to the end. Let's do the analysis live together. Right? Let's do the analysis live together. I want you guys to actually interact. I want you guys to actually interact. Let's make this section interactive. Let's make this section interactive, right? Let's make this section interactive. Let's make this section interactive. So I've cleared my Nasdaq chart off right now. Let me check what's happening on the daily time frame for Nasdaq. What's happening currently for Nasdaq? Nasdaq has also been very, very bullish. Nasdaq has been strongly bullish. Nasdaq has been strongly bullish. Strong something going on around here. Nasdaq has been strongly bullish on daily time frame. And I'll be looking at this zone in the nearest future, which might not happen now. Right? Let's check what's happening on the 4 hours time frame. On 4 hours time frame, we have a strong break above this level. We have a strong break above this level right here. We have a strong break above this level right here. We have a strong break above this resistance level. And what has happened? Market kept buying strongly to the top side. Now, what are we basically expecting to do on Nasdaq? What are we expecting on Nasdaq? We can't wait 20 years for market to come up to this level, right? But if we see change of structures, if we start seeing change of structures of bearish move, if we start seeing bearish change of structure in the market, then we may be looking at this level as our target. But that is not that shouldn't be the basis of our attention for now, right? That wouldn't be the basic of our attention. That wouldn't be the main thing we'll be focusing on right now, because that level is far off the current market uh, price. That level is far off the current market price. Now let's mark out our recent highs. Our recent highs. We have this previous resistance level that's been tested already. We have this recent level. Now we have this strong resistance level right here. We have this strong resistance level right here. The market just broke. We have this strong resistance level. The market just came back to retest for Nasdaq. We have this strong resistance level. The market just came back to retest, and it's quite double. It's quite double. See it? This is a first touch, correction, a touch, correction, and what happened? Market broke. Market failed to give us a new lower low, and now market is giving us series of highs. What can basically happen on Nasdaq? Let's go down to the 1 hour time frame. Let's go down to the 1 hour time frame to draw up our expectation for Nasdaq. Let's drop our expectation on Nasdaq. So on the 1 hour time frame, this chart is more clear. Is more clear, and everything is quite straightforward. Everything is quite straightforward on the 1 hour time frame. Now, what's currently happening on the 1 hour time frame on Nasdaq? What's currently happening on the 1 hour time frame on Nasdaq? It's still giving us the idea that what market is strongly bullish. Market is strongly bullish, but it's trying to the sellers try to push the price down, but they were unable to sustain that move. And what happened? Market is still fulfilling the law of uptrend. And what's that law of uptrend? Continuous higher highs and higher lows, right? Anything that make us have a break up below this level, anything that make us have a break, anything that make us have a break below this level, then we might start thinking of what opportunities to sell, right? That's when we get proper structures. We might start thinking of opportunities to sell. But if that doesn't happen yet, market is actually going to buy off this level, this current level that is at. This current level that is at. Now, what am I basically expecting for Nasdaq? Straightforward. I'm expecting Nasdaq to give us some kind of double bottom at this level. I'm expecting Nasdaq to give us some kind of double bottom at this level, which is already printing already. Now, what happened? Market has given us the first leg, right? It's correcting. I'll be expecting some kind of corrections to happen back up till this level again. And what will happen? I'll be looking for opportunities to buy. I'll be basically looking for opportunities to buy from here. I'll basically be looking for opportunity to buy, and I'll be targeting 25,000. I'll be targeting 25,000. Targeting 25,000 give me about 270 pips profit. Targeting 25,000 gives us 270 pips profit, right? Which is very, very realistic. Very, very, very realistic. If you're on a Telegram channel, you know that is very, very realistic, right? We do get 220 pips a day sometimes, right? And we are risking just very, very little. We are risking 48 pips, which is way below this level right here. Now, every one of these analyses are not just things you just execute anyhow, unless we get what confirmation. Once we get our confirmations, that is what validates our analysis, right? Once you're able to get confirmation, then that validates our analysis. Once you get confirmation, then that automatically does what? Validates our analysis. That validates our analysis. So this is my basic expectation for Nasdaq, and this is what I'm looking out for Nasdaq tomorrow. But don't buy Nasdaq yet unless you get a reversal, unless you get some rejections at this level, some rejections in this zone. Unless we get some rejections in this zone, then it is unwise to just click buy. It is very, very unwise to just click buy unless you get what? Rejections in this zone. Unless you get rejections in this zone, it is very, very unwise to just click buy for Nasdaq. So we need to watch out for this to print out correctly, for this to print out correctly. And if this doesn't happen, it's possible for us to start seeing what scenarios of sellers coming into the market, unable to hold their positions, and buyers coming back in, getting a proper retest at that level, just like we predicted, and what continuous buying movement. These are the two scenarios that can happen for Nasdaq. These are the two big scenarios that can happen. These are the two scenarios that can happen. So watch out for this move, and I'll also monitor it. And if you're not on the Telegram channel, the link is right on the XAUSD chart. Enable to join, right? So with that being said, I think I might just do a last chart. I might just analyze one more chart before we call it a day. Which other chart do you want me to analyze? Let me listen to you guys. Which other chart do you want me to analyze? Any chart? Which other chart? Just one single chart. Just any chart you want me to analyze, just drop it in the comment section. Then let's do the analysis, and that will be all for today. Which chart do you want me to analyze? Drop it in the comment section. Let's analyze that, and that will be all for today. Which chart do you want me to analyze? Drop it in the comment section. Which currency pair? Which currency pair do you want us to analyze together? What currency pair do you want us to analyze together? What currency pair do you want us to analyze together? Drop it in the comment section. Let's look at it together, and that will be all for today. That will be all for today. And just what are we going to be doing? We're going to be watching out for those moves. We're going to be watching out for those moves tomorrow, right? No pressure. We're just going to be watching for market to come back to our entries before executing. What currency pair do you want us to analyze together? I'll make that last analysis for today, and we'll call it a day. What currency pair do you want us to analyze together? Drop it in the comment section. Drop it in the comment section as we go off. What currency pair do you want us to analyze together? Let me listen. I'm listening to you guys. What currency pair do you want us to analyze together? What currency pair? What currency pair? Drop it in the comment section. What currency pair do you want us to analyze together? What currency pair do you want us to analyze together? Or are you guys okay? If you don't want us to analyze any other one, we might just call it a day, right? We might just call it a day. What currency pair do you want us to analyze? What currency pair do you want us to analyze together? Okay, since no one is responding, you guys aren't quite interactive today. I don't know why. You guys are just watching. You guys are basically just watching. Okay, that will be all for now. That will be all for now. Just like I said, if you are not on the Telegram channel, endeavor to join, like, and monitor, and send reactions too. Send reactions on the Telegram channel. Let me feel you. Send your opinions, right? And you can always chat me on Telegram channel, non-star, and let's share opinions together. Let's share insights. Let's share market insight together, right? Let's share market insight together. With that being said, that will be all for now, guys. Since you don't want me to analyze any other pair for you today, since you don't want me to analyze any other pair, since you are not giving any opinion on which other currency pair you want me to analyze, is it what currency pair whatsoever? Is it commodity? Is it this? Is it that? With that being said, that will be all for now, guys. See you guys on the other side. Take care. Godspeed this week. I'm wishing everyone a successful, profitable week. We're going to be printing big money this week by God's grace. I'm saying that here because next week Sunday, I'm definitely going to be I will be live every Sunday, and next week Sunday, I'm definitely going to be sharing like when I say testimony, but I'm definitely going to this week is going to be a very, very profitable week for us by God's grace. This week is going to be very, very profitable. This week is very, very going to be very, very profitable, and I'm going to be testifying to that, and yeah, all are going to be testifying to that on Sunday when we come live together, right? Sunday when we come live together, we're going to be sharing screenshots, right? By God's grace. Yeah, I'll take care, and I wish everyone a profitable week. I wish myself and each and everyone KSFS gang. I wish us a profitable week. God bless. Subscribe if you have not, and send this video to your family, friends, loved ones. Tell everyone to come on. Let's share opinions together, literally, right?